Hello everyone, this is Inderpreet Shoker with ARC, and today we are in conversation with Jane Arnold, Chief Customer Officer with Aperio. Welcome, Jane.
Thank you for having me.
So Jane, I want to learn from you that you have been to ARC Forum multiple times and always been a technology user. And this time around, you are with a technology provider. So how has the journey been? And if you want to share a little bit about your new company as well?
I'd be glad to. Thank you for asking. So it's something I never thought I would do. So I spent over 30 years in the field, primarily in chemicals, and always working with data and working with solving problems using data. And I was going to retire, but I knew of Aperio from my time at Covestro. We had actually bought a license with them. And when I look more and more at the Aperio product, what I see is a way to have a global impact on manufacturing and with just myself, right, and the team, and being able to actually impact the way people do work and their improvement in their workflows at scale is something that really excites me, which is why I decided to go ahead and join Aperio. The bonus of being a chief customer officer is that I get to meet with customers and talk to them about the problems they're trying to solve, which really makes my job satisfying.
And Jane, from last few years, we are hearing a lot about artificial intelligence, machine learning. And how are your end users taking these technologies? Are you guys trying to incorporate some of these technologies into your solution?
So what's interesting with Aperio is that we've actually been using AI. We're not chasing the hype. Since late 2019, 2020 timeframe, AI has been part of our solution. And the only way you can actually scale is with AI. So we're using micro models instead of a large model. And I understand the difference. I was speaking with my head of R&D today, and the difference is most companies are doing these large models with using AI, but that the larger the model gets, the more generalized the answer is. And with us, we're using micro models. So we have millions of micro models that are analyzing the data for anomalies in order to help the customer. And with those millions of micro models, we're able to do this at scale.
That makes a lot of sense, Jane. Another thing that I wanted to ask you about is the skills gap that we continue to hear from last, at least 5-7 years. How are you able to address this challenge for your customers?
So what I'm hoping with Aperio, and part of the reason why I'm on this journey, is that I think that we can impact customers being able to look at data and problems in the field by exception, instead of having to maybe have a regular cadence with looking at all the transmitters and things like that. We can point out anomalies that are pointing to transmitter sensor issues or other data quality events, so they can start to work with exception, meaning that you may not need as many skilled people with their hands in the process because there's just not enough available. In some way, we have to fill that gap. And I see Aperio as being able to help fill that gap.
And regarding, AI, where do you see Aperio going from here on? And also based on your accomplishments in the last few years, how do you see, your value proposition has increased for your end users?
So what's interesting about Aperio, it's the only solution I know that it's out of the box. So out of the box, we connect to your data source, and by the next day, we can show you where the value is, because everything is unsupervised machine learning with these millions of bots that I mentioned. What we're striving towards in the future is having an AI companion, and this is where we add the different user types and the scenarios and the roles and responsibilities and the different problems and how they're solved, and be able to automatically connect the issue with the right user without having to have all of the workflows done manually, step by step by humans, but actually be able to bridge some of that gap using AI. And of course, we'll also have an LLM solution, which can, if we want to say report out to management and say, okay, I want a management report on all of our environmental tags. What does the data quality look like? We can easily generate and provide that for management. But we're focused primarily on the workflow gaps that are inherent in all businesses, and to try to connect those together in a more meaningful way.
That is great. Another thing I wanted to ask you about is the ecosystem. It's a very competitive world out there, and there are so many technologies to deal with. Partnerships are very, very important to help end users. How do you look at partnerships? How are you managing different relationships?
So partnerships is really interesting to me, and this is also something I'm enjoying doing. So there's two different things. So when I look at ecosystems, I'm looking at all the other vendors out there that are providing solutions to businesses, to manufacturing. And we're looking specifically at the data anomalies and the data quality of those solutions. And so by partnering with all of those different vendors, we're creating a more holistic solution. For example, we're becoming a technical partner with Aviva. And so this will allow us, we get interface with our Connect system, we interface with the Pi system, and then we're also partnering with Seek as another technical partner. So our data quality events can go into their capsules that the users are actually analyzing the data, and it all works seamlessly together. So we're focused on those kind of technical partnerships. When we look at the other types of partnerships that we're targeting, there are a lot of companies out there that are doing services for companies. They haven't got the workforce to, they don't have a Pi expert, they don't have an instrument expert, at scale for their whole plant. And so they might be partnering with someone like Accenture or Radix to do this work. So we're looking at those companies as well that are providing these services, because they can use our tools to accelerate the service that they provide to their customers.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, Jane.
Well, thank you. I enjoy it.
So we were in conversation with Jane Arnold, Chief Customer Officer with Aperio. Thank you for watching.